Hey guys, welcome back. This is Val from Dreamlight. Before we get started, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the amazing support on the AIRE launch and, all the comments, the likes, questions, customer renders, and feedback. I've been reading everything and it's already, helping me shape future updates. So today I thought I'd show you another real-world workflow inside DAZ Studio using AIRE and a few more things that we can do with it. And so here we are inside DAZ Studio 6, and this is one of my own scenes called Instant Photoshoot Shapes of Baroque, which you can find in my RenderHub store, and we are featuring a Genesis 9 character here called Iray, and the beautiful princess ensemble dress and all that. So one thing is that AIRE works with OpenGL and Filament currently because they are so fast to render, right? When I designed AIRE, I don't want people to spend half an hour on Iray just to get the render done and then enhanced. However, I'm going to show you a quick workaround at the end of this video using Iray. Now, OpenGL, what you want for it to be is to have as even lighting as possible. You don't want to have any dark areas, right? So one of the things you can always do is on the camera I have right now here, right? Go to parameters and headlamp, and currently it says on, right? If you turn it off, the scene becomes kind of dark, right? And having it on gives you a little bit of light. However, this light is not 100% consistent, and it's also mainly around the center of your scene, sometimes not reaching fully on the entire scene and whatnot, right? But when it's on, you can adjust its intensity here a little bit, right? To some extent. And also you can adjust offset to control a little bit from where it comes from. Is it from the left and right? And again, you want to have it kind of in the middle, right? Same thing up and down. Right in the middle is where it kind of gives enough lighting from all directions, so to speak, right? You can also move it on the Z here. Now, so when this is done, we are kind of ready to render, right? And by the way, you don't have to make these tweaks. AIRE doesn't need a perfect image to get started. It mainly needs a concept. But ideally, the more data you feed it, the better it's gonna follow exactly what we have here, right? Because the parts that are kind of dark would be invented by AIRE, right? So if any part of the image, let's pretend it ends up something like this and it ain't perfectly capturing something on this side, let's just say that, right? You can always add a distant light. Up here, create distant light, right? And that light then, when turned on, has a lighting on its own. You can rotate it to direct it where it needs to go, right? Also up and down. So this is perfect for catching those darker areas so that they become really bright and nice. And then you can also control its intensity, either up here or there's also a slider here, the lumen, right? Pretty cool. So that's how you kind of control and get lighting everywhere. Should you choose or need to have everything neatly illuminated. Like I said, you don't need to, because AIRE will invent what is dark, it will invent. So now we go to render, AIRE render, and by the way, I'm running right now Comfy UI in the background. You can see it here, it's running, right? But there's nothing loaded, and you don't ever need to load anything into here. You don't have to touch it at all. You just, fire it up and minimize it, and it's in the background. You never go in there, right? So what we're going to choose is just go with the default recommended size, use OpenGL, and just choose a default, let's say morning light scene, no creative direction at all, and just render. This will now send this image to Comfy, render it out with our instructions, and come back to DAZ. I'm going to just briefly pause the video, and we have the image done. And as you can see, this looks pretty cool, right? There is a ton of lighting, atmosphere, and almost photographic look and feel. Now, the thing is, what we can do to enhance this, if you want to, is to add additional lighting, right? We can always say, hey, I want the lighting to fall like this. I want additional frontal lighting, or I want this and that included in the image, right? Another thing we can take a look at is how much detail we have on the main character. Currently, the main character is just a portion of the entire image, right? And the smaller that character is in the entire image, the less attention it gets. So the closer we get to the face, the more detail we will have in the face, right? So we can do a subtle change here. We can move a little bit closer to our character, like almost get half body framing, right? Still have the window here on the left, and just something like that. All right. Then what we're going to do is here, enter, direct a little bit how that window lighting goes, right? Because we have chosen morning light as our render style. And what we can do is direct how that lighting falls. We can choose to let it indeed illuminate her from the side, through the window, through the door, or not. We can ask the AI to cast that lighting behind her instead, right? So let's try the first one first. The sunshine coming through the door on the left illuminates her from the side and also partially the room itself. Then what we're gonna add is add a subtle frontal filter light to make her a little brighter. All right, so now we are starting to kind of direct it slightly. We're not just relying on the render style, we're also adding a little bit of creative direction to kind of direct what we want. It's much like placing lights in DAZ, just that someone else is placing them for us, but we are saying where we want those lights to be, right? The sunshine coming through the door on the left illuminates her from the side and also partially in the room itself. Add a subtle frontal filter light to make her a little brighter. And let's render that out. Perfect. I'm gonna pause the video quick. And the render came out. We have a little more detail now in her face, right? We also have now directed the lighting to actually on purpose illuminate her from the side. And we have a subtle frontal filter on top of that. Now, often, you know, sunlight can be cool, specifically at a distance, right? But as you get closer to a character, sunlight can be very harsh, specifically on women, right? So what we can do here is actually let the sunshine hit the background instead. So what we're gonna do is here, adjust it. The sunshine coming through the door on the left illuminates the wall behind her, right? And then we are adding a subtle frontal filter light. We can add a frontal filter light to make her a little brighter. We can do that, remove the subtle and just go with that. Perfect. And I just rendered it out as well. Great. Let me pause the video quick. So here we have the main window light coming and illuminating the wall behind, and then we have an additional frontal light on her face. And so we're going to change the style to Film Noir and just enter nothing to start with, right? We're just going to render as it is. All right, let me just pause the video quick. So the whole approach is to stay within DAZ Studio, just like you would normally do an AIRE render. You are in DAZ, you're designing, just instead of rendering using AIRE, you are letting the AI help you create something a little more photorealistic. There you go, and that's a totally different look and feel, right? It has that black and white high contrast look, and also because we are now closer to the face, we can clearly see details in eyes and all that. So really cool. Now what we're gonna do is play a little bit with this style, because one thing you can do with here with AIRE is to, on top of what you're getting here from these render styles, right, you can always direct them slightly yourself and add something extra. For instance, add a distinctive Film Noir lines shadow effect across her upper body and the room. All right, and then render. Let me just pause it quick. And there we go. So we can really play with shadows, lighting, angles, and all that. Now, let me just conclude this video with something that came up in the comments section on my last YouTube video, which is AIRE, of course, right? And the thing is, what I want to really do here is include AIRE. It's a future update and I want to add it as soon as it's possible. The thing is, AIRE is not as fast as OpenGL and Filament, right? And the whole purpose, the whole idea of AIRE is to have as much speed as possible at the same time as having things look more photoreal, right? So I removed AIRE from the launch version because I need more time to experiment with it until it's something I can reliably say, hey, now it works as intended, right? But you can still use AIRE today. And so I'm just going to render the scene out using AIRE the way it's designed. It comes with, an AIRE preset and all that. So I'm just going to render that out using the default settings. All right. And then I'm going to show you a cool trick you can use today to speed this up. So I'm going to just render this out to new window real quick. And I'm going to pause the video. There we go. So we have the AIRE render done, right? And we can now save it. So I'm just going to close this and choose save last render. I'm just going to call it Baroque Woman and save as PNG. There we go, right? And AIRE obviously can take a while to render, especially if you're very close to your character. Even on an RTX 490, it can take quite some time to render, right? So one of the things you can do to speed this up, just as an idea, is to lower the resolution. You can try something like 600 because AIRE doesn't need a full resolution image. It doesn't need things to be perfect. It needs to capture, you want it to capture the essence of your image, and it will then fill out the blanks, or fill in the blanks, so to speak, right? But of course, the higher the resolution, the more data it will get, and the more true to your render the output will become, right? We can try going lower on resolution. That's one thing, right? That if you render at half the resolution on one axis, is actually 4 times faster, right? But then again, you can also go to here on quality, lower that to quite a lot. I haven't fully experimented, completed my experiments, and there's more settings that I can cover right now, but you can try going really low, like ridiculously low, right? 0.005, right? And let it just render, and it was done just in a few seconds. So now I can just go ahead and save the last render and just call it Baroque Woman, and I'll do _low res. All right. Now, how do we render using AIRE and Iray? Well, it's kind of simple. What we do is remove the current set, like everything. We don't want anything in the scene at all. Let's remove everything. And what we want to do is in the environment tab, go to here, backdrop, click on that, use white color. Here, click on browse. I'm going to choose the high res version first. There we go. And now what we're going to do, after setting 1500 as render size, which is something I recommend you do before going to AIRE, is to just choose default style, 1800, OpenGL, and render. This will now actually create almost like use AIRE as base, because we are indeed using AIRE and AIRE render, right? Just is added to the backdrop here. And of course, I want this to be kind of built into AIRE, so you don't have to go through the background option. But you can see using this, gives AIRE a lot different data. It's like you're getting a totally different output. It's not, I would say, as realistic as when using OpenGL. Slightly different, but it's more like a slight enhancement of what we have instead of complete representation of what we have, right? So Iray going through AIRE produces a more lookalike, like a slightly enhanced render. You can still feel it's DAZ-ish, but it looks slightly better, right? And of course it goes faster. And now to prove my point, we're gonna throw in the low resolution image, which took like 100 times faster rendering. Just an example, right? The low res image, I'm gonna use the exact same thing and just let it go. Because remember, AIRE doesn't need your image to be perfect. You're feeding it merely an idea, and then it reconstructs based on what it has, right? So let me just pause it quick. And there we go, that's the actual render coming out of AIRE right now, right? Based on the Iray render. And now let me show you how this looks with the before and after, because this is the output, this is the input, right? This is our low resolution Iray render we did to showcase exactly how we want the image to look like, right? This is a slightly enhanced AIRE version, and it looks high res, right? So you don't have to go that extreme like I did here to 600. You can actually go a little bit higher, but I'm just proving the point that it kind of works as an input idea, not an exact replica, right? And so that is how we can get Iray a lot faster with AIRE as of now. And I'm working to get this implemented ASAP because this is something I really want included. But I also want to make sure that it's the perfect, it has the perfect settings and it's optimized so it works on all graphic cards. I don't want people to wait half an hour just to get an Iray render, right? That's the whole point. And so guys, that's pretty much it. Comments, questions, let me know below. And this is a tool for artists that want to stay in DAZ, that like the DAZ workflow. Of course, there are push buttons for AI, right? They are everywhere. I've tried them and they are kind of not so much fun because there's not a whole lot of process. There's not a lot of, creativity in there. I kind of like, I've been with DAZ for 20 years, so I kind of like the flow of being somewhere where I can create the tweaks, right? Move the camera, add the lighting, make things a little bit more manually where I have creative control, right? And I just want AI to enhance it. So guys, that was it for this video. Have fun and I'll see you soon again.